Hello and welcome to the Florida Vendor website, or the W-9 website, training presented by the Florida Department of Financial Services. During this training, we will cover how to register for website access, how to complete a substitute form W-9, how to update a substitute form W-9, and how to view or print a substitute form W-9. This is the Department of Financial Services vendor portal. This page provides information and links to items relevant to state of Florida vendors, as well as access to electronic registration and submission of your Florida Substitute Form W-9. Completing your W-9 is a two-step process. The first step is to register with the website. If you have not yet registered, click on Register here. If you have registered previously, click on Sign On. Let's look at the profile registration screen. You will need to complete the required fields, which are marked with a red asterisk. First, select which taxpayer identification number type you use, either a federal employer identification number or a social security number. Then type the 9-digit number. The next required field is the IRS name field. Enter the IRS name associated with the taxpayer identification number. This must be the same name shown on your tax return. Please note that this field allows a maximum of 40 characters. Enter the first 40 characters of your IRS name and do not abbreviate unless an abbreviation is used on your tax return. In the contact information fields, please provide your contact information. You must enter a name, phone, and email address. The email address provided will be used to send you your user ID. Using the criteria given under password information, create a password. Enter your chosen password twice in exactly the same way. In the password hint field, enter a password hint to help you remember your password. The hint cannot be the same as the password. When you have entered your information correctly, click on Register. If you do not receive a thank you for registering pop-up message, please confirm that you do not have an error message next to a required field. If your registration was successful, the department will email your user ID to the email provided. If you do not receive it within a few hours, please check your spam folder. Once you have registered and received your user ID, access the W-9 website and click on Sign On to complete, update, view, or print your substitute form W-9. From the vendor sign-on screen, enter your user ID and password to access the vendor website. Your user ID is not the same as your My Florida Marketplace user ID and should have been provided to you in an email from the department. If you have forgotten your password, you may select to either receive a password hint or to reset your password. If you have chosen to reset your password, you will need your taxpayer identification number. Enter your identification number and the email address you provided during your initial profile registration. After your information is entered, click Continue. You will receive an email at the email address you provided with guidance on how to reset your password. Once you have signed in to the vendor website, you have several options. You can complete, submit, or update your substitute form W-9, access vendor payment history, retrieve a direct deposit form, or access My Florida Marketplace. To complete or update your substitute form W-9, or to update your profile registration associated with your substitute form W-9, click Florida Substitute Form W-9. On Florida Substitute Form W-9 menu page, you can easily find your substitute form W-9 status displayed under Current Status. As you see, this vendor substitute form W-9 has not yet been submitted. To submit a substitute form W-9, under Menu Options, click the Complete New Substitute Form W-9 link. Or if you need to update your profile information, under Menu Options, click the Update Profile Information link. This is the Florida Substitute Form W-9. You must complete the required fields identified with an asterisk. The Substitute Form W-9 has 3 parts. In Part 1, you identify your business. In Part 2, you provide your business destination. In Part 3, you certify the form. Now let's discuss Part 1. Your IRS name and taxpayer identification number will be pre-populated from the information you provided when you created your profile registration. On this screen, you can enter only one doing business as name. If you have more than one doing business as name, access the Florida Substitute Form W-9 menu page and select the Add Update Doing Business as Name option. The address entered in this section is where your Form 1099 should be sent. In Part 2, you will need to select a business designation from the list that accurately describes your business type or identifies you as an individual. You can click here if you need the definitions for these business types. Please note that if you select Limited Liability Company, you must select which type of limited liability company from the drop-down list. If you are still unsure after reading the definitions, please contact your legal or tax advisor. Part 3 of the Substitute Form W-9 is the certification statement. In this section, you are certifying that the information you provided is accurate. You must also identify if you are subject to backup withholdings. Backup withholding is not the same as the withholding from employee wages. The IRS assesses backup withholding if you owe federal income tax, or you have not reported all your interest, dividends, and other income on your tax returns. Most people are not subject for backup withholding. If the IRS has not notified you that you are subject to backup withholding, please return to the State of Florida vendor website and update your Florida Substitute Form W-9. Complete the required fields identified with an asterisk, enter your password, and click Submit. After you submitted your Substitute Form W-9, your IRS name and TIN will be sent to the IRS for verification. We will send you an email with results within 4 business days. If the email indicates your IRS name and TIN match, you will have no further action. If the email indicates your IRS name and TIN do not match, you will need to return to the DFS vendor website to correct your information. Once you have submitted your Substitute Form W-9, you may do the following: update your Substitute Form W-9, view or print your Substitute Form W-9, add or update your doing business as names, update your user profile, which includes your contact information, email address, and password. You may also choose to log out of the vendor website. Thank you for joining us for the W-9 website training. If you have any questions, please call or email the vendor management section at 850-413-5519 or flw9@myfloridacfo.com.